Dwyane Wade had an interesting quote. He was interviewed by ESPN on Tua Tagovailoa's star status and what it could be in Miami. And this was an interesting quote. He says, if the Dolphins get going, it's going to be a Dolphins town. We did as much to make it a basketball town as possible. The Miami Heat is there to stay, but let's not get it twisted. Florida is football. Once they get their bleep together, they're going to be big and bigger. But those Heat guys, Bam and Tyler Hero, are going to be battling him. He's going to have to earn it. How you put yourself in this conversation is doing something great, something that people have never seen before, and that's obviously winning. Yeah, I mean, he has been waiting. We have been waiting for a while. It's crazy that in Dwayne's entire tenure as a Miami Heat player, we've never seen the Dolphins do any kind of real winning.
I mean, but you can say it about a lot of basketball careers.
Can you?
The last time they got out of the first round was 90s. Isn't that right?
The last time was Lamar Smith. That was what, 2000? Was the last time they got out of the first round?
They won a playoff game.
2000.
And it was blacked out here.
That's 20 years.
Yep.
Okay, so you can say it about most athletes who you're going to ask that question to now.
Yeah, but he is the face of Miami, though. Like, he's the guy. It's crazy that over that span.
It's amazing how a basketball player is telling you it's a football town.
Yeah.
But when we asked that question before, everybody said it was a.
Well, I think the thing that's funny about it is, Stephen Ross has been dying. Remember he had the quote where he says the Heat are a different organization now that LeBron left. He had that quote in 2014, and it seemed like a dumb thing to say because it's like, all right, but how bad is it that you got your town taken away that had that much tradition, had that many generations looking at you? And it wasn't even so much that people had quit the Dolphins. It was just it become apathy. If you see the ratings and what it had turned into from a national perspective, we had the lowest ratings out of any other market. But Dwayne is right. Like that's why we had we talked about is Tua already the biggest star in town, and it's like yeah, probably.
I would say that sometimes the expectations get so high that the disappointment is so much greater that you frustrate yourself. You know what I mean? And you can say it with a lot of sports fans, but especially down here, right? It doesn't take much to get a South Florida sports fan excited, right? The thing that catches you off guard with basketball is in the last few years, the guys that you've drafted in the first round you hadn't really heard of.
Yep.
Right? So Bam is great, but when they drafted Bam, nobody really knew who Bam was.
No.
Tyler's great, but nobody really knew who Tyler was. And especially when the Heat normally do things with trades.
And both heavily criticized picks.
Right. But in football, you bring in an Ndamukong Suh, our defense is going to be unstoppable. Right? You draft a wide receiver, finally Ryan Tannehill has somebody to throw it to. And the expectations, you talk about, Tate Martell transferred, uh-oh. Right, but that's just, that footballs are just a different animal. And so I think the expectations are, it's weird to me because in basketball, one player can make a huge impact. Maybe not win the championship, but he can get you, if that player ends up being great, he can change the face of your franchise.
I just think
that's not the case in football.
Yeah, and I think that if the next guy, if there is a quarterback who does lead the Dolphins, if Tua becomes the quarterback who leads the Dolphins to the promised land and does win a championship, I think that he probably, assuming that his career is consistent, I think that they are going to be on the level with Dwyane Wade. If he's not dilfering his way to the championship, like if he is the reason for winning, if Tua is a guy who goes out there and puts up a Russell Wilson type career, they're going to be on a level with Dwayne as far as popularity is concerned. Like that next Super Bowl, maybe not nationally. Because I'm talking about locally. I'm talking locally. Like that next Dolphins parade, if we're allowed to have parades by then, that championship parade for them winning the Super Bowl is going to be bananas.
Well, yeah, but But I have to tell you is that Dwayne or Marino?
I think it's Dwayne, but Dwayne won championships
because of the championships. But like, so
Dwayne's a bigger star. He is.
But Marino has one thing over Dwyane Wade. One of the reasons why I'm still bitter at Pat Riley and why he's number 2 on my spite list is because Marino never wore another uniform. Dwyane Wade unfortunately did.
I don't know, but I just don't think it hurts
fault.
anything, especially because Dwayne had the ending that he did.
Hey.
Like his ending was even more romantic in some ways than Marino's was.
No,
like,
no. You know what? You know what that comeback did? D Wade gave Pat Riley a get out of free jail card. That's what that was.
Maybe
that means all was forgotten.
Still under great, though.
Because I tell you what,
Still under great though.
I tell you what,
Still under great.
if D Wade was part of Tobin's Team Petty Posse, Petty Posse, right? And he don't come back, because would you come back if you were D Wade?
He was traded.
Technically, he was traded back, but he wanted to be traded back.
Okay, right. He could have said no.
Don't forget it was miserable everywhere else for him. Like
Okay,
everybody in the Bulls
right.
locker room hated him.
Right.
Kevin Love thought that Dwayne was bullying him. Like everywhere else Dwayne went, it was a disaster. He was, and then when he got here, all the rookies were so Justice Winslow, Josh Richardson, they were all so happy he was back.
By the way, it only took 2 minutes for everybody to just come out with exactly what I'm talking about as far as the hype machine.
Okay,
Tua is the best quarterback in the East. We should win the division.
they might not be wrong there though.
No, but you can't. That's
They're not
the problem.
wrong. Hold on though.
Really?
You have a
He's
guy.
the best. Hold on. You're telling me a guy who's never played quarterback in the NFL is the best quarterback in the division?
Might not play this year.
No.
Leroy,
Absolutely.
Hold on.
He's not.
The Jets
No, he's
quarterback-
not.
Listen, hear me out.
Never played it down. He's never played it down. He's not.
Hold on. Hear me out. You have Josh Allen. Dude can't throw. Okay? Can't throw. You have Sam Darnold. He is admitted to being haunted on the field. Haunted. All right? Scooby-Doo style. All right? And then you have... Like, it's not that crazy a statement to say. The Dolphins might have the best 2 quarterbacks in the division.
Hold on. If you'd have said Ryan Fitzpatrick, I would have been fine. You can't make a guy who's never played a down at quarterback the best quarterback in the division in the NFL.
Is he second best?
Do it. No.
Ryan Fitzpatrick?
I don't know if Stidham's played it
he's
either.
5th best behind Fitzpatrick,
Get outta here.
Stidham, because they've all played.
I don't know.
You have no look. You'd like to think, and this is no knock on Tua. You would like to think you know what he's going to do in the NFL, but the fact of the matter is you don't know.
Let me ask you this.
And then
Let me ask you this.
until you see him play, you don't have any idea how he's going to be, what he's going to be.
Hear me out on this, though.
Sure.
When the Pelicans...
So usually when you say that, what I'm getting ready to say is going to be a little ridiculous. Let me finish.
When the Pelicans started this season, who was a better player, Lonzo Ball or Zion Williamson?
Basketball's different.
Nah, it's not different.
Really?
Boxed in.
Really?
Boxed in.
Really?
You know Zion's the better player. With that crooked ass shot from Lonzo Ball.
Basketball's oh, no, I haven't. Hold on. Let me get my pen on the list. On my list.
You're putting me on the list?
No, I can't put you on the list. You beat everyone. So no, dude, basketball's different. LeBron, you know LeBron was going to be great.
Sure.
Okay, but that's different. That's an individual. It's a team sport, but it's individual.
Here's what it is. For you, it's Leroy Hoard conveniently different. Convenient that it's
it's
different
not.
because it helps your argument. Tua's right now the best quarterback in the East. He is. Who better?
All the things that I thought were coming true.
So we were talking a little bit earlier before we got into this about Dwyane Wade's comments about Tua Tagovailoa and what it would mean for the Dolphins to actually have a star. And Dwyane actually said, look, it never happened when I played, basically. But if this town is football crazy, if he does football good, he's going to be loved. But he does have questions. He's got some competition coming for that biggest spot from Bam and Tyler. I tell you what, though, man. It's pretty great that you have and I guess we can't dub Tua a star yet, but nationally he is the most known guy. It is pretty great. 22-year-olds, Bam Adebayo, Tua Tagovailoa. I mean, you talk about that duo for the next decade plus, as long as the Heat don't anger Bam, as we talked about earlier with the extension
Relax, dude.
I mean,
relax.
Man, what? I'm just talking about it.
Hold on.
Talk about it.
First of all,
couple foundation pieces.
Tua and Bam are not in the same. They're not on the same planet right now.
Because of accomplishments or star
Bam
power?
has already been to an All-Star game.
Yep.
He is a up-and-comer. He's getting ready to make a max contract.
Yeah.
Tua hasn't played it down. To compare is an insult to Bam.
It's not an insult.
It is an insult.
It's not an insult.
Tua hasn't played a damn down yet.
Doesn't matter. A couple of young bucks.
Yes, really.
A couple of young bucks.
You know what? I bet you the Raiders start that with Jamarcus Russell.
Oh, come on, man. He's not Jamarcus Russell.
I'm just saying.
You think that Tua's going to show up doing the lean?
What I'm saying is that I'm not saying he can't be great. I'm not saying he's not going to play for a long period of time. I'm just saying I'm not saying it before he's played a damn down of football. I'm not doing it. You've seen too many players in this league that come to the league with a whole bunch of hype and end up being nothing. So at least let him play before you start saying, oh, he's going to be great.
All I'm saying is he's got the star power, and people feel good to stuff about it, taking number 5 overall. You're talking about two guys you should be excited about.
Right. Here. Tua will be Rookie of the Year. Really? Okay, look. 4 months ago, he was supposed to sit for the whole year. Now you got him Rookie of the Year. Make up y'all damn mind.
There's a lot of differing opinions out there, man. A lot of different opinions.
It was one consistent. For the most part, you telling me 4 months before the draft, when we were in Radio Row, the consensus is that he sit for the year, right? Everybody was down with that.
Well, they said that here's the thing. Everybody thought that he wasn't going to be ready. It seemed like he seems better than ever. Do you see his hips?
He's not, dude. You think play a football game?
Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
You're not going to know until you know.
Wait, really?
This is a report. Miami Herald, Barry Jackson. One person who spoke with the Dolphins front office came away with the impression it's likely Fitzpatrick will begin the season as starter, but Miami isn't opposed to playing Tagovailoa as a rookie if he earns the opportunity at some point this season. They're already, I'm telling you, they're already warming up to it, Leroy. Before you know it, it's going to be like he's the guy. By the time this thing all ends, give it some time. Give it time. I'm telling you.
I got you.
Big words coming out. Booger McFarland says don't sit him. That's Boog, man.
He used to do Monday night?
Well, I mean, technically he's the most recent voice of Monday Night Football.
All right.
I mean, they replaced him without having a replacement, but yes.
I would say this. Let him play. Let him earn his stripes. Like, one of the things, here's what happens. All this Rookie of the Year stuff, best quarterback in the East or whatever, you know what Tua loses? Tua loses his ability to grow and develop as a quarterback because so much is hold on.
Disagree.
Because so much is expected of him. For example, in today's football, Peyton Manning would have been a bust. In today's football, Troy Aikman would have been a bust because they didn't come out and have great years right away. Aikman was 1-15. So stop it. There's a learning curve. There's a developmental process that he has to go through playing quarterback in the NFL, that if you get your hopes up too high, he's never going to be able to go through that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm a gardener.
No, there is no here's the thing.
I have a green thumb. Sometimes you can look at a mango tree and know that's going to have some good mangoes. I don't got to wait for the mangoes to be ripe.
The only way you would know is if a mango fell off the tree and hit you in the head. You go, oh, this is a done one. Got this one.
I clip
Really?
my mangoes.
By the way, why are your mangoes the same size as footballs? I mean, that's the biggest mangoes I've ever seen in my life. I don't like mangoes.
You think I got radiation on my property?
No, I don't know. I don't like mangoes, though.
To get
Sugar-free peaches.
Sugar-free peaches?
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, they're like peaches, but not as sweet.
Weird. Let's get the headlines. What do you got for us, Robbie?
This is WAXYAM South Miami and WSFS-FM HD2 Miramar, a radio.com sports station.
Which brought to you by the Orion Fuels Downstairs Convenience Stores. Truly steps beyond convenient. So speaking of the Miami Herald, according to the Miami Herald, that the Miami Hurricanes intend to play a full college football season this fall and are planning to start bringing players back to campus on a voluntary basis in June with full squad workouts in July. To me, it's hype. It's the same thing as Matty Diaz going on a boat. I'll believe it when I see it.
Hey, man, listen. Don't. Everybody's got to be a little bit more. I'm tired of the pessimism. I want the optimism. Right?
Really? No, but here's the problem down here. You can't throw a little optimism out there because people take it and run with it.
Texter writes in, Tobin is liable to want to stop by an overcrowded pool on the way to Orlando, catch COVID, and single-handedly shut down the NBA like Gobert. I mean, give me a little bit more credit. I ain't going out there. Did you see the Ozarks this week?
I picture you, huh?
You see the Ozarks this week?
The Ozarks.
Missouri? Yeah, Marty Bird style. Did you see all the people partying in the Ozarks?
I would say this, that you do seem like the kind of person to be driving down the highway and see some people in a pool and want to go and cannonball into the pool.
Oh, man. What else you got, Robbie?
So Brian Windhorst said that the NBA is experimenting with a 1-16 playoff format, which would mean the Heat would play the Thunder in the first round in some weird 8-9 matchup.
Be an interesting matchup. You have the Chris Paul dynamic there. Chris Paul wanted to be on the Miami Heat, and instead they decided that he was too old and didn't trust his hamstring. So you could, in a weird way, have a Chris Paul revenge series on your hands, Leroy.
Great. Somebody said I wanted Tua to sit until I saw Fitzy looking like a real tired Viking.
Dude, Fitzy's looking worn out.
He's like he's 40. What is he supposed to look like?
I don't know. He looks tired. I want him to go and enjoy his time with his kids.
He is tired. He got 7 kids and he plays quarterback in the NFL. And COVID got him locked up in the house with all them kids. He can't wait for football. He's going to be one of the most energetic and excited football players to ever play NFL football. Because he's going to be away from all them kids.
Texter writes in, tell him, Tobe, glass half full. Everyone is glass half empty this morning. Kane's going to dominate. Listen, you got a lot of good things. Yes, we have a coach who made himself look a fool. Okay, right? We did have that last year, but he's replaced it with an extra swaggy young stud next to him in Rhett Lashley. Bet on Rhett. # bet on Rhett. You got the king, the touchdown king, De'Ara King with the touchdown crown, and we got the chief, Ed Reed.
Still got that.
Is Ed Reed going to play safety?
Ed Reed is going to be there with his tutelage, teaching Kane's culture to these kids. Do you see Ed Reed every day? He's on Instagram Live doing his DJ sets.
Is he going to catch any picks?
Well, he doesn't have to anymore. He has to pass the wisdom on to Bubba Bolden. Why are you scoffing at that, Robbie?
Let me tell
He's
you.
got to recover from that nasty injury Bubba Bolden had, that swag injury he had last year.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that it came from a swag injury.
He did a fly grammatica.
He did.
Oh, who's the linebacker for Detroit? Remember the linebacker for Detroit?
Oh, the one
Celebra-
who headbutt himself?
No, celebrated a turnover and blew out his knee.
I think did that happen to Vontae Davis? Didn't he do Cam Wake's celebration at one point and got hurt?
Oh yeah.
Remember Chris Coughlin tore his meniscus
my
prying
God.
somebody in the face?
Well, that's what happens when you celebrate anything good Wes Helms does. Hate Wes Helms. By the way, tomorrow's another Petty Wednesday. Leroy unveils his petty. Are you doing all 74 or are you
No, I don't know. I'm at like 30.
It can be as long as you want.
Okay, I think they're gonna only do 25 because here's what happened. If I include all the stuff I want to include, I'm gonna be 100 and I'm gonna sound like a grumpy ass old man and get off my lawn.
Yeah.
But I don't want to do that. I'm sticking to the absolute thing because people already think I'm negative. If I come out with a list of 100 things, I got no chance. So I'm gonna keep it to 25, 30, somewhere in there. I got 35 already, but some of them are just not gonna make it.
Somebody says Tobin will make the 2-hour drive to Orlando. Want to take stops at those backwater Gator and Snake Show places. I love Gatorland. You ever been to Gatorland?
No, dude.
Dude, what a great place. Hey, what if we did the show live from Gatorland? You think they would sponsor us?
You know why? Because guess what's on my list? Snakes.
Oh, bro, can we at least ask somebody, hey, can you make the call to Gatorland and see if they'll host our show? Why not?
No.
Dude, have you ever seen the jumping?
Look.
Dude, you know what they have there? The Jumping Gator show. They jump for the chicken on the thing.
Dude, I'm city folk, right? I can't do that country redneck stuff, man.
Dude, everybody who works there
terrifies me.
Everybody who works there looks like Tiger King. Everybody. who
Right,
works there.
that's what I'm saying.
Everyone.
Dude, and I live in the area where, like, yeah, four-wheelers hitting wheelies all the way down the street, drag racing on the street behind me.
By the
Yeah.
way, speaking of which, is Carol Baskin posting up in the Broward Mall? Is that a thing?
What do you mean?
I saw on Buddy's Twitter account yesterday, and Big Cat Rescue apparently has a booth in the Broward Mall.
Didn't she put a ban on that to try to stop old boy from bringing tigers to the mall?
I don't know.
Yep.
I'm gonna send you this. I saw this yesterday. What else you got, Robbie?
So speaking of spite list, so apparently there's a new trend that there's something called spite porn, which is being sent to naughty executives.
Yo, they should be sponsoring Petty Wednesdays. Spite porn, Spite Hub. Yeah, I saw this. Apparently, like what this lady is, she's like a financial dominatrix, and she basically shames the ex-husbands with all the nasty things that he made the wife do.
Really?
That's what her business is. Spite porn. Yep.